Welcome to Dadograms. What if I told you the car you were driving isn't just costing you money at the pump, it may also be costing you peace of mind, your financial freedom, or even your sense of personal integrity? That sounds dramatic until you've lived it. Let me tell you a story about when I learned this the hard way. I'm Jason Garrett, and I created Dadograms to help each and every one of you how to learn how to win in life. And this one can absolutely do that. Now, back when I was stationed in Hawaii in the mid-2000s, I was driving a Jeep Liberty. It was a great vehicle, four-wheel drive, rugged, fun, but it also got 14.5 miles to the gallon. Just driving it back and forth to work, I had to fill it up every 5 days, and that tank was about 20 gallons. Now, gas in Hawaii back then was right at $5 a gallon. So you do the math. Every 5 days, I was dumping about $100 into the Jeep just to commute. That wasn't annoying. That wasn't just inconvenient. That was financially crushing. And here's the part that started to mess with my head. It wasn't just the money. I was a Navy pilot. I had flown in support of conflicts where oil was a central strategic factor. I had lost friends, even family members who were flying in support of those conflicts. And here I was, voluntarily driving a gas guzzler while there were other options sitting right there in plain sight. I started to feel guilty. So I made a switch most people wouldn't expect a cool Navy pilot like me to make, but one that made perfect sense to me at the time. I sold my Jeep and I bought a Prius. Yes, a Toyota Prius, a hybrid. Now here's where the math got interesting for me. That Prius had a 10-gallon tank, but it got over 50 miles per gallon. Instead of filling up every 5 days, I was now filling up about once every 2 weeks. When you averaged it all out, instead of spending $100 every 5 days, I was spending under $18 every 5 days. Less than 1/5 the cost, and we felt that immediately. But here's what surprised me even more than the savings. I felt relief. I didn't feel like I was quietly betraying my own values anymore. I wasn't burning unnecessary fuel while others were taking risks with their lives over geopolitical realities tied directly to energy. I wasn't feeding a habit that didn't align with what I believed about stewardship, efficiency, and responsibility. Driving that Prius felt right to me. It felt wonderful. And it was a really cool car despite what most people think. It was high-tech. It saved us real money. It fit my conscience. And honestly, it was worth every bit of ribbing I took from my friends. Because fuel efficiency isn't just about math. It's about mission. It's about reducing waste, taking control over finances, and aligning your daily behavior with the kind of person you actually want to be. Think of it as a 3-part equation. First, your finances. Lower fuel costs means more money stays in your pocket. Money you can invest, put towards your family, or use to build real freedom instead of feeding a gas pump. Second, operational efficiency. In the Navy, efficiency isn't optional. Every wasted dollar or gallon drag on the mission. The same principle applies to your personal life, whether you realize it or not. And third, integrity. Sometimes the smallest daily choices reflect the biggest values: stewardship, responsibility, and even how seriously you take long-term thinking. Here's something else I learned after years of driving Priuses. They make excellent first cars for new drivers. When my oldest was old enough to drive, she got the Prius. When the next daughter started driving, she got my newest Prius. And when my son is ready, you guessed it, he'll probably be getting our third Prius. They're safe, they're predictable, and since they have all the safety features, they help out with insurance as well. They're forgiving for new drivers, and as a dad, that matters far more than looking cool in the pickup line. Now, here's the funny part that might surprise most of you, just because I know some of you think I made a mistake selling that Jeep. People assume a Prius can't go anywhere interesting, but that is not true at all. I'm a big mountain hiker. You wouldn't believe some of the bizarre and difficult places I took my first Prius. The trailhead on Mount Adams that most people assume is only for 4x4s, that Prius made it over all of that with no problem at all. Mount St. Helens, no problem there either. I've even driven it through rough terrain out to the launch site for Evel Knievel's Snake River Gorge jump. Any of you seen this video of him jumping it? Well, check out the photo from the cockpit of my Prius, ready for launch, right there where it happened. No doubt the Jeep looked cool. But if you handed me another one for free, or a Corvette, or even a Lamborghini, I'd probably trade it in for something that fits my life, my values, and my priorities. Something efficient, something practical, something high-tech, something like those super cool Priuses. I mean, check this thing out. Isn't that a cool looking machine? I've taken plenty of teasing over the years, but it's never bothered me once. I'm the one laughing every single time I fill up at the gas station. Take it from me, winning in life isn't about looking impressive. It's about building systems that actually support the life you want to live financially, emotionally, ethically, day after day, year after year. So here's the challenge for you. Take a hard look at what you're driving and what it's really costing you. Not just in dollars, but in alignment with your goals and values. Maybe that lifted four-wheel drive that gets 8 miles to the gallon fits you perfectly. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe an electric vehicle does. Or maybe a small hybrid like a Prius works best. There's no single right answer for any of us, and I'm not suggesting that there is. But there is a right question for you to ask in order to help determine that. Does the choice actually support the life you're trying to build? Be bold enough to choose what truly works for you, not what looks good in the parking lot or what you think others expect you to drive. If you think about it the right way, it'll help you make decisions that will allow you to win in life. Until next time, I'm Jason M. Garrett, and this has been your Dadogram.